Kim did not crash. Whatever. Liar. OBS, you're making me mad. Refreshing for hours, huh? Try to get early start. I've got a logic board cooking in the drying in the oven right now. I just ultrasonicked it. I need to get these other two boards that I fixed yesterday ready for ultrasonic. And then I have the main event. I came up with a cool concept that I'm not going to tell people about right now. It's kind of a secret, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if other people copy me. I'm going to start my concept, my idea is to start using the damage on the boards that I'm fixing as my thumbnail. So I'm going to start taking pictures of the board damage, and I'm going to pick a picture that I like and use it as my thumbnail for each repair. It's kind of a reminder. It's kind of a reminder to myself of what I fixed. Not sure if I'm going to keep doing that or not, but it just seems like a cool concept that I'm going to float for now. Yeah, as it gets boring, like I just went back and looked at a bunch of my old videos and noticed almost all the thumbnails are the same, and I'm like, it's cool that some people do that, but like for me, I like variety, so I'm going to change it. This old thermal paste off this board, off this CPU heatsink. Same with this. After we ultrasonic it and dry it real good, we're gonna put some new thermal paste on here. There's one. My office is such a disaster. I don't know what to do with myself. Gotta start somewhere, but don't know where. Oh, I know how it is. Believe me, I struggle sometimes too. And think I'm super organized, and then I look around and I've got a bunch of clutter sitting everywhere, and I get overwhelmed, and sometimes I just give up. I'm like, I don't even know where to start, and I get overwhelmed, and then I just sit there. I sit there and I don't get anything done because I'm like, I don't even know where to start with this mess. It's like a tornado come through. Like right now, my floor is real clean. Like there's nothing sitting on the floor, but normally I've got, you know, parts orders that come in, like boxes that I have to sort and open up and enter. I get them all checked into the inventory, and you know, I get computers that I need to, you know, diagnose and put in the system and everything. And then, you know, I've got boards to clean, like UC, put back together and test, and then you know the office becomes a mess. Yeah, that's the same as me. I do it at least. That happens to me at least once a week, I would say. I just get to the point. Usually it's the end, like ironically, it's like the end of the week. It's not the beginning of the week. It's usually the end, which you would think, oh, the weekend's coming, you know, it's Friday or whatever. But no, it's because that's when people start, or my customers start calling me and saying, hey, what's the status of this computer? What's the status of this computer? You know, is there any way you can push it and get it done now? Or, you know, and parts and this, and sometimes I forget to order parts, and you know, next thing you know, I'm paying for rush shipping, and yeah, sometimes it gets overwhelming, and I just wouldn't call break down, but I just shut off is a good thing. I power down. I just all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna stare at the wall or play video games. Oh, did I just put that thermal paste on here? Someone just put this thermal paste on this board. That's still fresh. Was that me? It wasn't me. Could have been me. These are our 2 repairs from last night. Just getting them ready. Get them ready for UC. Then I'll get them back together and dry them off. You just got perfectly brain just stopped. Yeah. You look like your SSD crashed. You sit there and stare at your computer like, what do I do now? I get more of like the deer in headlights look, like just a blank stare, like, and I lose my train of thought, and I sit there and go, what was I gonna do? I don't even remember now. Yeah. Most of the time I can power through it, though. I usually don't have a problem with pressure and stress. I can deal with it pretty well most of the time, but sometimes it just gets the best of me, and I just shut down. Not even like frustrating board repairs, because I can get up and walk away from those easy enough. I don't try not to get too mad. That's funny. All right. Which slot are we in? Dang it. Oh, sorry, hold on. I gotta look at my tickets. 14. No backlight. Easy, right? Right? All backlights are easy. I'm here to tell you I took a sneak peek of this backlight. And I mean, it's not terribly difficult, but it's one of the gnarlier backlight circuits I'll have to fix. My customers is hilarious. They thought it was just the fuse. They're like, "Oh, just a fuse? It's just a backlight fuse, right? You could change that." Apple logo. Obviously not gonna show you the rest of it because we don't want our customer info coming up. It's fully booted. We're gonna go ahead and turn it off. Well, if you could see the fortune cookie there, but go ahead and turn it off. Who's texting me? Somebody's texting me on my business phone. Oh no, don't drop the screw on the floor. Where'd you go? It's one thing I definitely hate about having a wood floor in this room is it's darker, and when screws fall on the floor, good luck finding them. I have to get down there with a flashlight and a retractable, or one of those magnet things. Usually consists of getting on the floor with a flashlight and one of these to find it. So I usually listen for the bounce and get the general direction of which way it heads. Can you get the screw off there? This is a lesson too for you newer people who are getting into repairing not even just MacBooks but laptops in general, is every little hint counts, as I'm going to demonstrate. Because as soon as my customer said, "Oh, no backlight, it's just a fuse, right?" And then you pull the lid off, or the bottom, excuse me. Pull the bottom off and you just flip it over. And our backlight circuit is right here, in this area right to the right of the Wi-Fi chip. And then on the other side of the board, directly under that, is the backlight driver IC and the rest of the circuit. You can see liquid damage on this side, right? No liquid damage. None whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to show you something else. We're going to go to Scope Cam. Who's texting me? Stop texting me. Sorry, focus a little bit. I was playing around with my microscope. Stands in the way. The subtle hints. The subtle hints are what you gotta look for. This is D7701, which comes from the, I think it's pin 6 on the backlight boost from U7701, which is our backlight boost circuit. Comes through here. This via comes through the board, through this diode, around through this inductor. And what you see here is a splat mark. Well, somebody sneezed or dropped milk or what. And down here below the clutch cover, you can't see it because it's washed out, but there's a stain here. And that is right in line with our backlight circuit on the other side of the board, which right then and there is a visual cue that the customer is wrong, and it is not the fuse. It never is. I don't know how many hundreds of these boards I've repaired. I would say maybe a handful of them had a blown backlight fuse. This little guy right there. It's F. I forgot what. I'm not even going to pretend to remember the call out for that fuse. It's like PB bus is F7040, I think. Let's go to the board view and see. Go to Flex BV. F7700, yeah. Yeah, that's our backlight boost. So you can see, can you see? Am I showing you? This is the area where that splat mark was, and that is the front side of the board that you see when you open the computer. And then directly on the other side is the backlight circuit. There's our backlight driver IC. There's a bypass cap that takes PP5ESO to ground. Same with that. And there's a backlight filter cap. Backlight VSync. Here's our data. These are our data lines that go to our SMC. PP3V3SO. Backlight PWM. Backlight enable. And that's our switch. Let's test him. I gotta bring up the live stream again in case anyone's talking. He's Sad Mac, yeah. If the expensive part dies to save the cheap fuse, yeah. This fuse does not do its job. Case in point, this fuse is good. When we got liquid damage on our backlight driver, which probably sent a bunch of, could have potentially sent a bunch of voltage up there, didn't blow the fuse. Why would you even include a fuse? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just proving a point. Like, it's funny because my client said, oh, it's probably just the backlight fuse, right? Because silly me, a long time ago, I told them that I would give them a cheaper rate if it's just the backlight fuse because I knew better. And so they always, when there's no backlight, they always assume that it's not a fuse. And in these instances on these boards, I take pictures before I work on it, just in case, they come back and say, hey, you charged us for board repair, but it was just the fuse. It's like, I have photos that say otherwise. Huh. Yeah, if you look at mine, I have probably like 20 or 30 8200165s and 3437s. They all have the backlight fuse on them still. Anyway, we're gonna switch to overhead. Yeah, I just do it as a matter of course for all of my clients, not just this particular one, but I do it to all of them. CYA, just an insurance policy. Yes, I unhooked the battery, by the way. The battery is not connected. Rule number 1, house moth, unhook the battery. We're going to begin by disassembling this little MacBook. Oh, I'm not going to take the Wi-Fi card off yet. We are going to take the board out because, let's face it, we know the backlight circuit is toast. I'm not even going to bother testing anything. The only reason I would test anything is to show newer people what you would expect on a board that has a bad backlight circuit. I mean, I can if I want, or if you want. I can do some measurements on D7701 like resistance and diode mode. But I tested it with my eyes. And my eyes tell me it's bad. Oops. Come here. Bam. Jeez Louise. Wow. Okay, here's another visual cue. See that nice stain there? Yeah. And then the coup de grace. Oops. We need some visual confirmation. You ready for this? I don't think you are. Yeah. That's a sexy backlight circuit. Mm-hmm. Now I know you're thinking, there's nothing wrong with that backlight circuit. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Well, you'd be wrong. Yes, thank you, House Moth. I'm going to take a snapshot. All right. And done. Well, this is going to be a pretty much a tornado, wipe everything out of this circuit and replace it kind of job. So I am going to use the fume extractor this time because this is going to be a little bit of a job. So I apologize if it's noisy at all. I gotta move my light. I really want a new ring light. I don't know what kind of ring light you guys use with your microscope, but I hate this ring light. It's the Amscope one. It's gigantic and it's annoying. Alright, well, let the games begin. Yeah, that's the same one that I use. There's another YouTuber that has a different light that's supposed to be like a lot smaller and a lot better. Gonna heat from far away for a minute here, just kind of warm the board up before we destroy this whole thing. We're just going to replace all of this. if we can. There's parts flying everywhere. So cool. Bye. All of you got to go. Phew. Ugh, that stinks. I don't know what the heck that was, but it smells like charcoal. Yuck. Alright, now that we've removed everybody, see if we can't clean house. We're going to use an absurd amount of flux during this repair. Probably ruin my soldering iron tip. Yuck. Yeah, we gotta get rid of all of that. Alright. Gotta be careful here. It's gonna be a little bit of scraping and cleaning and scraping and Doing some gentle scraping here. So we lost one pad. Well, that's just a test point. This is probably the messier backlight circuits I've done. For sure. What a mess. There's something highly acidic on this board. These two pads right here are the ones that you want to save. Because if we lose this pad right here, that requires a jumper to go across to the other side of the board. This is not a big deal because this just goes here to this bypass cap, so we can run a little jumper there. Same with this, goes right here, so we can run a little wire there. That's not a big deal. It's this guy right here that's the big deal. He looks like he's in great shape, so. Just trying to get off whatever this stuff is. Give my soldering iron tip a fighting chance. That's just a test point, so that's not important. That's not important because I think we had a component go across here and then across here, here, and here. So I don't think that was soldered on. It's just crazy, whatever that was. Ate through the pads. Just scraping away some of the solder mask. So I can run me a little pad under here. Same with this. This pad is still somewhat present, but I don't know if I trust it. And that's the feedback, or the boost. Is that the feedback? Oh yeah, it's gone. There it goes. There it is, sitting. There's the pad right there. So this one's a little tricky too. It's got this little area. Yeah, that's got a little tiny place to solder a jumper to. This pad looks acceptable. These will probably clean up in the UC. That's just a probe point. Alright. This crap. Not carbon, thank goodness, it's just dried up, whatever. Yeah. Factory fresh. Gonna have to run a couple of jumpers and like I said, the UC should take care of the rest of that. The rest of this junk. It's not carbonized. It's just kind of dirty. Yeah. Makes my board look horrible. It's probably as clean as we're going to get that right now until I get it in the ultrasonic. I think the first order of business after I tin these again is I want to tin these little spots. The first order of business will be to put the jumpers and the backlight driver on, because that's the hardest thing to do. The rest of it is all just resistors and stuff. That's pretty easy. So I just hate having all the components with that I just put lead-free solder on flapping around while I'm trying to solder the new backlight driver on. Tends to be a pain, like, because then you got components flying off the board and stuff because you're sitting there heating up the LP8550. So I want to put that on first because I can use a soldering iron to put the rest of the stuff on. Is this little guy gonna come good, or are you gonna give me grief? I don't know. We're just gonna tin all that stuff to make it water or yeah, corrosion proof. I want no bare copper. That bare copper will corrode much quicker than the solder. And it's okay if these two balls combine because they're on the same circuit or the same line, so don't worry about that. Everything looks nice and flat and ready for some jumpers and stuff. I'm just kind of taking my time. Normally this doesn't take very long. I could whip through this stuff pretty quickly, but since I'm doing a video, I'm kind of taking my time and just making sure I'm getting things done. And watching chat and just checking everything out. Slow and steady wins the race. I just want to get most of that stuff off the board if I can help it. I'm not going to get it all. The UC will get some of it. I want to give the cleaner a fighting chance. Yeah, it looks really good compared to what it was looking like a little bit ago. Looks nice. Looking good. I think we're on our way to having a backlight. So now I just need to run a jumper, a little tiny micro jumper here and here. I'm gonna cheat. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Where is my jumper wire? I haven't had to use it in a while. It's probably way too big, but that's right. Hey, Micromage. The guy that actually knows how to solder is here. No pressure. There is my cutting tool. You know what? I probably don't even need this. To lay that down a little flatter. Huh. I think I need more solder on here. Alright. Little teensy tiny jumper wires. Clean this up. Thanks. I try. All right. Alcohol to evaporate. That's probably like 100 times too much. Oh yeah, way too much. Damn. Like, that's all I needed. Not the flood that I just put on there. Watch your eyes. Yeah, not gonna do that. Good. This is like flux everywhere. Gonna make sure those wires are flattened as much as possible, so. Alright. Can be spotty like... yeah. Ah, my microphone wire is crawling down my arm. We say... grab ourselves a backlight driver IC. Can you say... oh, let me be goofy for a second. I love Mauser, in case you can't tell. This is just one box, but yeah, Mauser's my go-to for chips and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you, yeah, DigiKey too also, yeah, I have some DigiKey stuff. I don't mind DigiKey either, they've saved my bacon a couple times for sure. I guess I've always just used Mauser because they're who I found first, or who I was introduced to first, but I don't mind either one. Of course, it's always the last package in the back of the box. Always the last package. Grab my backlight driver IC here. Come on. Get out. There we go. You don't want to come out of the tape. Newark, huh? I think I've heard of them too. I don't like bloated prices. I like cheap. Pretty sure pin 1 goes up in the top right. I try to get this one as centered as possible because the balls on these are so small that if it's not really centered real good, they will combine quickly. I've had to reball many of Backlight IC because of that. Alright, take my airspeed down to 70 so I don't blow this chip off the board, because I've done that before too. I've made many mistakes. I am not perfect. As a matter of fact, if I don't have to do this twice, I'll be surprised. Thanks, Micromage. Yeah, I've probably replaced a couple hundred of these chips. Sometimes I still get the orientation goofy. I think I'm going to put some more flux on here. I don't like that this corner's not moving. Ouch, hot. Well, we didn't combine any balls, so that's good. I think that might actually work. Haha. House Moth, you could email to optimizedlogicrepair@gmail.com or support@optimizedlogicrepair.com, either one. I still manage to put an occasional M92T36 thermal orientation, yeah. Right. Because it's just muscle memory and you just stop thinking, right? You're like, oh yeah, I should be able to just do this. I should be able to just do this and it works. And then you're like, wait a minute. How come this is not working? Okay, so due to the fact that I did such a decent job at soldering that chip on, I think for the rest of the components I'm gonna use just my soldering station, and then I'm gonna do a light reflow when I'm done putting all the parts back on. So it's gonna take longer, but my backlight IC is gonna stay where it is because I'm happy with the way it's soldered right now. And if I go resoldering all that, like hot airing it, I'll potentially lose. I'll potentially lose it and have to redo it. And I don't want to have to redo it. Yeah, it looks like a mess right now, but once I see it, it'll look really good. I almost want to... Hey, I got a good question for you guys. If you... When you work on stuff, do you ever... Say like you have a board like this that's damaged and you want to waterproof it? Do you ever... What do you use to waterproof a circuit? If you don't mind sharing. I've thought about using hot glue, but is hot glue conductive? I have to do an experiment and see if whoops. Good thing that's a donor board. I have to do a test and see if hot glue's conductive, because I would like to potentially waterproof stuff like that. So, because if that thing gets liquid damage again, you can pretty much guarantee that board's trashed. I was thinking about like liquid proofing it. This is going to be a little painstaking to do this all one at a time, but like I said, I got that thing soldered on the way I like it. I don't want to mess it up. Pedro's back. I've used solder mask. Oh yeah. The only problem with this solder mask though is if you put it on thick, it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to cure it with the UV light, I don't think. What? How did you do that? Flip back around. You know what I'm going to do? Like I said, I'm going to put these on all messy, and then I'll reflow them nicely once I'm done. I'll reflow them all into place real quick once I add them all. Just hit it with a quick reflow. So yeah, it's gonna look ugly right now, but trust me. Just multi-layer it, yeah. Run very fast, he will scam you bad. Might be. I mean, even a small little dam, like a little dam across, would potentially protect it from getting ruined. Ah, get off, get off, get off, get off. Oh, are you serious? Alright, leave it. I can reflow it in a minute. Yes, it is an LP8550. I had to run some jumpers because the feedback ball and then this other one up here at the top was gone. PP5 ESO. One of the PP5 ESO traces is gone, as well as PPV out S or switch LCD feedback. That pad was gone as well, so I had to run little jumpers. So you missed it. You missed me shooting jumpers. I'm just going back and forth. Just going back and forth, temporarily pegging these little things in place, and then I'll do a grand reflow when I'm done. You'll see. Oh, cool. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, I know these all look crappy right now. They're all crooked and everything, but trust me. Trust me, bro. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, right. Just bear with me, just a few more components, and we'll do a little quick reflow and test. Like I said, this was one of the more tedious backlight repairs I've had to do in a while. Get off. Sometimes these little O20 or O203 parts, sometimes it can be still be a pain in the butt. They don't want to cooperate. Pull out another donor board, man. I'm running out of backlight parts. O201, excuse me. I said O203. Well, hello. You got all the stuff I need, don't you? Oh, I actually do need to fix that pad. All right. Now I would get off. I would leave the fixing board under the microscope, but my eyes are not that great. What are you? You get out of here. Go on. Come on. We'll douse this all in flux, and then we'll reflow everything, and we'll with any luck Stuff will go right back where it should. Although my patience is starting to wear thin. We may fast track this. I've still got these two to do. These guys. These guys. Turn my airflow down a little bit. Can you even see what I'm doing? Yeah, I know. About you, right? Did I just pull the end off that? Oh, nuts. I pulled the end cap off that one. Darn it. What I should be able to... I'm gonna go back to doing it the patient way. I ripped the end off that one too. Dang it! Getting too in a hurry. Ripping stuff off the board here. Patience, man. Patience. Grr. Nope. There's no such thing as bad advertising. Yeah. All right. My donor boards. Like, I want to find one that just has everything. What do you have? Okay. Just take what I can get. See that? Is that me or is the end cap getting pulled off? We'll just solder. Fine. Wow, that's horrible. Alright, now we need to find that resistor. We'll save those two parts. I don't even know how long the stream's been going. How long has the stream been going? Hour and a half, okay. Not bad. I know I shouldn't be paying attention to that. Shouldn't care. Don't breathe. Does anyone else do that? You ever hold your breath when you're soldering something? You think if you exhale too loud, hard, you're gonna blow the component off the board? Because that's what I just did. I was holding my breath, going, like, don't blow it off the board, don't blow it off the board. So it's not just me. Musical logic boards. All right. Last but not least, where did that resistor just go? Did I just blow it off the board? Yep. Where'd you go? And that's why I solder under a microscope, because my eyes are not that good. With other things, you hold your breath, thinking that if you exhale, you're going to ruin whatever it is you're working on. I'm not so worried about these little components as I am the driver. Like, I'm getting impatient. I'm just worried that I'm going to ruin the solder balls into the backlight driver. If you think this stuff takes forever now, imagine if I got to resolder a backlight driver on there again. That little resistor wants to play games. This little guy over here wants to play games with me. What is that? Like, come on, man. Stop playing games with me. I just want you to flow into place. Just flow into place for me, baby. Come on. We're at the end here. Alright. It's not the prettiest. But you know what? If I keep messing with this, if I keep messing with this, I'm gonna end up ruining the backlight driver. So we're gonna be a little on the wonky side. I'm gonna leave it. Clench your cheeks too. Oh yeah, clench them. I gotta clench mine right now. Just clean around. Let this cool off for a minute. All honestly, I would pretty this up, but I feel like I'm flirting with disaster. I feel like I'm gonna ruin the solder balls under the driver. And the last thing I want to do is resolder that driver again. Definitely going to UC this board. Pretty enough. Maybe. I may put a little tiny bit more solder on that resistor right there. I said a little bit. It's soldered. Oh. I know I'm gonna regret this. I feel like I need to fix those. Man, that little resistor does not want to cooperate. Sorry, I know I'm chasing my tail on this a little bit. Oh, really? And then you're gonna tombstone on me? Oh boy. There we go. That's better. My OCD brain is happy now. Okay, maybe not. Look away, look away. I'm chasing my damn tail right now. I'm all over the place here. Sorry, guys. Just can't leave well enough alone. All right. What about this mess? The mess that I've got going on here. Alright. Put the soldering iron down and back away slowly. The solder balls still seem to be intact. Alright. Alright. Call that good enough. Stop trying to solder. You're just making it. You're making a bad situation worse here. All right. Let's see the results. Of this disaster. Taking 6 hours to fix a backlight circuit. And my freaking what model on the soldering iron tip? That's a JSO2, a T15 JSO2. I have a micro pencil, but I hate it. I can't seem to get the hang of it. Like every time I use my the micro pencil, the tip ends up getting way too like burnt, and it doesn't seem to melt fast enough. I spent the money on it, but I need to practice. Oof, this board is definitely a candidate for ultrasonic. But we don't care about that. You know what we care about? JSO2 tip, yep. T15-JSO2. I have the typical technician tips. Got the wedge, the or maybe it's a J, I don't remember. One of those J tips of the longer one, and then the hoof with the that's used for drag soldering. I have a bunch of them. Let's see. Get rid of the skid mark on the back of our backlight protection. We're just going to plop the board in real quick. Yeah, not a problem, Kelsey. Let's see if our backlight circuit works. Or if I need to find another vocation. Did I just waste an hour and a half of my life on this? Or did I fix another board on a live stream? What a mess. Yeah, you're gonna get a bath. Screen. Screen. I don't know if the battery's got juice in or not. Oh. Plug our keyboard in. We'll do a hookup speaker for effect with the chime. I'm going to boot to my external T15. Yeah, there you go. Power button. Well, at least we know the board boots. It's got a chime. I could cheat. I could measure the backlight output right now, but I don't want to. I want to wait. Still waiting. I did boot to an external, so it's probably searching. Well, would you look at that? I'll be a monkey's uncle. Dun dun dun. And where's our... We have backlight. Tim loves his tools. Oh, for another vocation? Yeah, I did the painting thing when I was in my 20s. A long, long time ago. Look at that. We have backlight. Woo-hoo-hoo. Have a working backlight. I could just sit here and do this all night. Curious. I don't know if you guys ever wanted to know, but I'm going to turn the backlight up to full, and then I'm going to measure backlight output. And then I'm going to turn it all the way down and see if it goes to 0 volts. Like, I've always been curious. Out of all the MacBooks I've fixed, I've never done this test, which is kind of funny. You are not wrong, Pedro. I do love my tools. Oh, why sad, Mac? Because people spill stuff on it, that's why. Ah, nice. Let's see. I can't see where I'm measuring. 2532. What if you go down? Zero, I presume? Slowly going down. Wow, that's all the. I wonder if all the capacitors on that is discharging. Hello, Catalina, we love you. That's right. What about midway? Takes a long time for those caps to discharge. 24, 20, 24. Wow. So there's not a big fluctuation in the voltage in the backlight circuit. Assume that's all the way down. Yeah, I like Catalina. I run Catalina on my machines too. Weird. Goes down slowly. Oh. Another fixed MacBook, and this guy's got to go to the UC as well because that board's filthy from all the soldering I was doing to it. And that's all she wrote for that guy. Another win in the books. Another. I get paid for another job. Whoops, did I just unplug that? Bad boy. Without pulling the battery. Sure, it'll be fine. That makes us happy, yes. Indeed, it does. Indeed it does. We're gonna strip this down because we're not even gonna play around. This thing is getting a UC bath. It'll get a UC bath. So this makes 4 boards that I've got a UC now tonight. I've got an A20000840 right now in the bath because it was liquid damage, but there's no corrosion, which is odd. It just had like coffee or something on it. Like they were smart enough to turn it off right away, and so there's no corrosion on the board, which is ironic and crazy. Two-hour stream. I'm not known for my short streams or short videos, but that's okay. A repair is a repair. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Current what? What you talking about? Where? Just get off. Get in there. Alright. Slot 14. You are now go for launch into the UC. Happy little MacBook logic board. Whoops. As I throw probes at it, yeah. Be a quick way to make it not work anymore. There's like little burnt components all over my desk. Burnt stiff. Alright, who's streaming next? Haha. House Moth, your turn. I'm gonna fix that 820-3115 board. What about you, Pedro? You gonna do a live stream or something? My next board. Believe it or not, I don't have anything that's authorized right now. I have about 4 boards that are pending. Pretty sure I could check my queue. Check my queue and see. Let's see. Tickets, tickets, tickets. That's a battery replacement. I don't have the battery. Liquid damage, I just sent the estimate for that one. That's a giant mess. If I did a stream of that, it would be like a 3-hour stream. That'd be a nightmare. Slot 12 not charging. That just needs a DC board. That's no fun. I've already looked at that. Trackpad not working. Yeah, did that. No power. Oh yeah, that's a 2015 11-inch Air that I'm trying to buy because the customer doesn't want to fix it. I've got a 2018 15-inch touch bar that's way busted up. You are next board. Yeah, no. No, I'm good. I'm good for one this night. Wave ignition, Captain Tim, T minus 20 seconds. Where's my email? Inbox. Why do all these people want to call me and or get a hold of me to answer my phone for me? I don't understand. Like oh, my mobile Centrix order shipped. Yay. Whoa. House of Moth. What is that? I just saw your next Thursday night. Okay. All right, Jay. I'll be watching that. Do you seriously have that computer that you took a picture of? I think the FlexV OB data server's down. Oh. That is Thursday's live stream. Oh man. Yeah. Definitely tune into that. That will be interesting. If that is the computer you have, yikes. I better have some extra coffee waiting, huh? It's my... Sorry, I'm gonna tin my soldering iron tip real quick. It's turning dark. Gotta have a nice shiny tip. Alright. Enough of that. Alright guys, that is going to conclude my stream tonight, my repair stream. I'm going to take the next half an hour and I'm going to go ultrasonic the 4 boards that I have that are ready. I have obviously the backlight we fixed just now. And then I have these 2 guys. I need to get, and then I already have I've got a A1708 board downstairs in the oven drying out. I need to get all these reassembled and tested so I can get paid. But anyway, thanks for tuning in and chatting and everything. I appreciate you guys coming and watching, whoever came. And House of Moth, I will be watching your live stream on Thursday because I'm very curious about how you're going to fix that. Personally, I would probably throw it away. I don't know. I like a challenge, so I'd probably UC that board first. I'd take a picture of it and then UC it about 3 or 4 times and pray a lot. Anyway, Pedro, always glad to have you around. Bring booze, yeah, exactly. We'll get my tanker of gin and tonic ready, and a nice fluffy pillow to sit on. Well, you know what I could do? I'll just watch it on my iPad and lay on the couch instead of sitting in the office chair. That's what I did last night when you streamed. I'll sit in my office chair. It's not super comfortable, but anyway, that's it. I'm going to sign off and go clean some boards and dry them out in the oven. So anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next stream. Take care. And go repair something, would you? See ya.